Hey yo, welcome to our channel today. My wife is cheating on me with my best friend, so I planned my exit. Had a last F and ghosted her. Reddit, I came to you in my time of need. First, a little bit of background. I love this lady. I have spent 6 long years of my life with her, and our lives are deeply intertwined. I only had one other real girlfriend before coming across my future wife. We dated for 3 years, got married, and have been married for about 2.5 years. We have our ups and downs, our fights, and our romantic nights, just as any long-term couple has. Recently, things have been a little worse, but life is stressful. We had to move back in with her mother due to financial reasons because it worked for both the mother and us. Recently, she has been hanging out with a mutual friend of ours quite often. She regularly goes and sees him while I am unavailable at work. They do seemingly normal things like watch TV, drink, go to the beach, etc. The frequency of these visits has increased exponentially over the last few months, to at least once a week if not more. My friend had become increasingly distant and unavailable to hang out with if I was involved. I was becoming more suspicious with every rendezvous. Last Friday, after an unrelated fight with my drunk wife, I had the overwhelming urge to look at her phone. This isn't normal, and usually, I respect her privacy. My suspicions got the best of me, and I decided to look. I pulled up the text message history with the guy. What I found almost detailed graphic messages dating back at least 2 months. My stomach sank. I nearly became physically ill. I felt the blood rush from my face, and I became faint. There were messages referencing his D in her mouth, her saying how he makes her insatiable, and in her words, we could F. I was stunned. I couldn't process it. It didn't make sense. My mind was spinning. I felt more emotion in those few minutes than I ever have before. Disgust, betrayal, rage, regret, fear, and life-shattering sadness. How could my precious wife do this to me? Here I am picturing my sweet lady being effed by this Arl who had been my friend since before I had even met my wife. How could he betray our friendship like that? I can't say I didn't contemplate loading the gun at that point, if not for them for me. I was destroyed, a sing wreck of a man, collapsed in bed next to his drunkenly passed out W. I can't forgive her. I made up my mind right then and there. This is absolutely unforgivable. I have to get out. I have to leave and be on my own. I don't have any money saved up, and I don't have my own car. I barely own much of anything at all. I decided not to tell her that I know yet so I have time to prepare myself for solo living. Thanks to the support of my few friends, I was able to find a place to live. I have another friend with a car I can buy. I'm getting my ducks in a row to drop a bomb on the doll and get the F away. This brings you up to date as it stands right now. I plan to pack and move all of my things while she's away at work tomorrow. I have to pick her up from work at the end of the day. I'll bring her home. She will see all my stuff gone, and the final argument will begin. I don't know exactly what I am going to say, but with as much as I have to say, it will come easily. So Reddit, now you know my horrible story. Please offer me your advice, insight, and general helpfulness that you are so well known for. Till Gidar. My wife is a cheating dude and broke my heart. Edit. First and foremost, I love you, Reddit. Seriously, the outpouring of support, advice, and I know how you feel, or what happened to me, has helped me tremendously. I never expected this type of response, let alone to hit the front page. From the bottom of my now broken heart, thank you all. Sorry if you sent me a message. I haven't had time to respond to many, but I'm trying to read them all. Next, I will hear your advice. 99% of you are saying don't give her that final argument. The more I read, the more I agree with you. You guys are right. It would be nothing but extra unnecessary hurt. The problem here is that I'll be using her car to move my shit all day Friday. I'm thinking the new plan is a small note, and I'll leave the car and keys for her at her work. Then, I'll get picked up by a friend and ride into the sunset. That way, she reads the note, is devastated, and then goes home to find the house empty of my things, with me nowhere to be found. Of course, I will lawyer up. I do feel as though my proof is sufficient. I have read divorce laws for my state, and I have my bases covered. I do not have assets to split, not much communal property, no kids. For this, I am thankful. At least I found out now before we had all of those things to worry about. To those who think we should get back together, I should forgive her. No effing way. One thing I didn't mention in my initial post is that this happened once before in the past, before we got married, and I tried the forgiveness thing once. Never again. Thanks again, Reddit. I'll post a follow-up sometime soon when I can. Relevant comments. Don't actually hurt someone over this. Yeah, it was a fleeting emotional response. I don't even really feel the desire for revenge. I just want out. Many people have advice from staying calm to less savory responses. Op replied to the former, yeah, I won't be calm. I will be an emotional wreck. I won't be violent or threatening, but I will not be calm. I will mind what I say because this has to go to court, and I don't want to do anything to jeopardize that case. More information on their messages. You are more right than you know. One of the recent conversations paraphrased. Wife, good thing I got my period so I'm not pregnant. Dush. Wow, that's a relief. Wife, yeah, that would be some morsh. Update quickly before I get down to the details of what happened Friday. I absolutely must thank all of you helpful Redditors out there. When I posted the original story, I expected a handful of replies. It blew up and hit the front page, and thousands of people voiced their support. There were so many messages, comments, and replies, all offering their help and kind words. You guys are awesome. Gorgasm even gifted me Reddit Gold. It really gave me the courage and drive required to face my situation. Just knowing there were thousands of strangers on the interwebs backing me up. It was surreal to say the least. Friday went as well as something like this can go. I heard Reddit's advice and had changed my plan before the day began. There is no final argument. Despite learning the horrible news, our last week went stunningly well. We went to the beach early in the week, had phenomenal sex Wednesday night. On Thursday, we went out for a nice, dress-up fancy dinner on her dollar. Then went to the movies, also on her dollar. On Friday, she was in a really good mood, and I had some great morning sex. I dropped her off at work, gave her a heartfelt hug, and said goodbye. That was the last time we spoke. I immediately went over to get the keys to my new place and some boxes to pack with. I raced home to start packing my shit. My brother-in-law is home all the time, so of course, he was there. I pulled him aside and broke the news. He was furious at his sister and completely on my side. He was a great brother to me, and I made sure to tell him while I had the chance. We cried and talked about it for a while. And afterward, he was as helpful as possible, aiding me while I packed up. Sadly, nearly all of my belongings fit into one carload of a tiny little hatchback. I unloaded the first trip, and it was just about time for my friend with a truck to get off work. I went back, and the mother-in-law was now home. We spoke at length. She supported me as well. She didn't take my side because she doesn't take sides, but she understood my decision and was very supportive. She let me know I could call upon her for help at any time and that I was still family to her. We talked and cried together for some time. She wished for us to work it out, but I told her I could never forgive her daughter, and she completely understood. I left the wife's car at the house and asked the mother-in-law to go pick her up after she was out of work. She was going crazy all day because I was ignoring her. She couldn't reach me. She called many times and texted countless messages, and I ignored them all. She started calling my friends and family. She was worried that I had been arrested, had been in a car accident, or something similar. When they would talk to me, I'd let them know to tell her they couldn't reach me either. I did intend to leave a note at home, but I got caught up in all the emotion of talking to her mother-in-law and completely forgot. Call me weak, but I ultimately did send her a message. I'm not going to talk about it right now, and I'm going to continue to ignore your texts. You have nothing to say to me right now. I hope you're happy together, and I hope it was worth it. I can never forgive you. Of course, after this, there are a few messages from her, groveling and apologizing. She admitted it, apologized, and said she felt like the biggest piece of shit in the world, that I'm the love of her life and the only one she wants. She even had the audacity to include, "We broke it off almost 2 weeks ago, like that's supposed to make me feel better." I haven't said anything else to her. Fast forward and back to the new place, unpacking and settling in. Establishing my own place is doing wonders for my morale. I am in high spirits and feeling optimistic and full of life. I am moving in with the friend I have known the longest, who has been there for me since I first moved to Maryland over 10 years ago. Good conversation and enjoying the trees with close friends, and I'm on my way to healing. I plan to use this second chance at independence to take a step back, analyze my life, and start down the path of improving myself and becoming happy with who I am. It's time to shed a few pounds, focus on honing my musical ability. I play guitar, bass, drums, and dabble in electronic music, and most of all, go out and enjoy the world and the people in it. I would like to travel a little, meet new people, and see new places. Despite this horrible situation I am going through, I feel renewed and invigorated. I'll hopefully meet a few of you Redditors out there. Many of you offered to have me over or buy me a beer, and I think soon I may take some of you up on that offer. I can't keep up with the thousands of comments, but I am doing what I can to at least read the messages and respond to a few as well. Seriously, Reddit, I love you all. You answered my call for help, and for that, I am eternally grateful. Many people in the comments invite him to visit their cities and go for a beer. Other relevant comments were on his suspicions. I had suspicions, but they were based on many things. How they acted together, her mannerisms, even subtle changes in the way she would respond to questioning. All of these add up to that nagging suspicion that claws at the back of your head. Responding to someone who encourages violence and those who encourage revenge. I can act like a man without effing up my court case or being a meat-headed bro. An eye for an eye makes the whole world go blind. Violence at this point would only cause more problems. I'm sure he will get what he deserves, and it won't be by my hand. I don't want revenge, it's just not worth it. People are suspicious and disturbed at how he handled the time with his wife, especially the SX after he found out. Yes, I know I am a heartless bastard. I have gotten some flack for how I handled that week. Let me just say that if I had left when I found out, I would have had nowhere to go, no evidence to use if I needed it, and I would have been completely lost. I took my time, calculated my exit, and took the time to savor some final moments with the woman I had loved for almost 6 years. Also, she did contact her family, but I had gotten to them first. It wasn't just so I could F her. That was a bonus. I needed to prepare myself to live on my own before jumping into a situation that would make me homeless and alone. Some call BS. Call BS if you please. I'm not here to make you believe. This is my life, and I've tried to be as accurate as possible. I don't need to know why she was hiding it right now. I could care less. It shows a disgusting level of deception and a lack of concern for me. Not exactly the person I want to spend my life with. The mother-in-law, while not begging, did plead with me to try to work it out. I told her that it was unforgivable, and as much as I love her daughter, it could never work. Ages. I am 23 years of age, turning 24 in less than a week. This happened just in time for my birthday. I'm 23, about to turn 24. She is 22, about to turn 23. Final update in comments. I haven't posted an update because I don't think it would be quite the enthralling read that the divorce made for. Life is complex and doesn't always work out exactly as you'd expect. Overall, however, things have been good. I enjoy life on my own and even have a new lady friend in my life. I'm still waiting on a year of separation to finalize the divorce. That's where the primary story ends. However, there was some further drama in the comments on his update post that I thought would be interesting to include. Someone proclaimed to be the affair partner said OP was abusive and called him out by name. They included proof of him messaging them on Reddit and a picture of his supposed wife. OP responded to several of those comments and pointed out inconsistencies. Cool story. My name isn't Mike, and her name isn't Jen. You are a very weird and disturbed person. Terrible trolling aside, this is not my wife. I don't blow. I have never been to a strip club. I have never physically assaulted any woman, much less my wife. Nice try, troll. People do funny things to other posts that hit the front page. When I made my post, I made it with sincerity and had no idea how much it would take off. It is the internet, though, and trolls be trolling. Believe what you want, but the truth is that my story is real, and this guy is trolling hard. People point out that the proof picture of his supposed message doesn't match his writing style at all. I appreciate it. Annoying trolls aside, I can say that I would never write in such an illiterate fashion, no matter how infuriated I may be. From a different commenter to the most likely troll, you are using Windows 7 or Vista, not XP. I can tell by the transparency in the bar at the top. There are also a few giveaways that the picture is false. Tree_trees has included proper grammar, spelling, and syntax in just about all of his posts. You, on the other hand, scarcely put periods anywhere. Your writing style is far more consistent with the image posted. So I doubt that you are legitimate. Also, keeping in mind that tree_trees never gave any personal information out. I highly doubt you would be able to know that this is the Mike you are referring to. My guess is that you're just a bored troll. Thank you to all our viewers for tuning in and listening to our story. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more content. Your support means a lot to us, and we look forward to sharing more stories and experiences with you in the future. Stay connected, and thanks again for being a part of our community.